Hello friends, hope the things are going good, and this is Ganesh. Today we are going to see a concept called OData with Smartforms. So what is the need of making a Smartform available in a UI application? And the current trend, business wants to access their existing objects in the UI level or in their any device. Okay, so it's not required every time they have to log into a SAP GUI and see what is happening, or if you want to approve anything, they want to take a printout. So many things are happening in the GUI level, and SAP made everything. Most of the things are available in a UI application. In that list we have an option called Smartforms also, because we have a lot of Smartforms available in SAP. Maybe it's a standard or customs. So now UI needs, or the business needs to see their Smartforms in their UI application. Okay, so for that we are going to use the same OData. OData is playing a major role for this kind of process. Normally if UI request anything from the backend, from the SAP database, then OData is playing the role to receive the data from the UI and send the requested data back to the UI. Okay, so we are talking about data, and we are talking sorry, we have seen a lot about data, and we have seen about images. So how we can send the images back to the UI, and the next in the list is Smartforms. So it's not like if any new platform comes, you don't want to create the existing one from the scratch for the new UI or new platform, or you need to convert the things. So instead of SAP made a platform, or I can say made a way, so how you can access the existing objects is already there with the help of a concept called OData service. So that's what we are going to see, and this is very simple. Not only this, anything we are going to send, whatever the existing one, to a new application from OData is going to be simpler, because I can say we are good enough with Smartforms. We know how to design, we know how to call a Smartform, and we are good enough to see how to convert the Smartform into a PDF. So these are the concept which we already have seen. And OData also, we are good enough to send the informations, and now we are good with what are the methods to be redefined and how we can send the data as per the UI request. So 50% is done with Smartforms. I can say 40% is done with OData service. So 90% we are good enough with the process. Only 10% is going to be the new one, how to send the Smartform through OData service based on the UI request. Okay, so this is not new. We are going to see all the existing which we are good with that. Okay, so let's get into this particular slide, and here I'm not going to spend much things about Smartform designing. I don't want to kill your time on that. Probably that is coming in a different playlist about the Smartform. So here I have a Smartform, very simple Smartform, and I'm going to receive a PO from the UI, and I'm going to display the PO in my Smartform. So this is a scenario which I'm going to explain in this particular video session. Okay, so let's get into the slide. So this is my scenario. I am going to receive a request from the UI application with the PO number, and the OData is going to receive the PO number, and I'm going to find the Smartform for that, and then convert the Smartform into a PDF, and I'm going to send the PDF back to the UI application. Okay, so this is going to be done with our normal ECC plus gateway server. And in my rental system I have everything in the same server, so I'm going to test in the gateway client, and that will display your PDF as well. Okay, so that is the idea of this particular session, and this is the first step. I can say 50% of the things are done with this particular step. So we need a Smartforms, and the output of the Smartform should be PDFs. That is a step one from the Smartform perspective. So design your Smartform or use existing one which is already available, and you have to dynamically call your Smartform using the function module ssf function module name, because it needs to be the function mod. Every Smartform is going to generate a function module that is going to be differ from your server, between your server, development, quality, and production. So there is a random generation. So that for that we have to use this function module to generate the function module at the runtime for your Smartform. and then call the Smartform, whatever the function model generated from this. Using that, we're going to call the Smartform. And the finally, we are going to use convert underscore OTF as a function module, which converts your output of your Smartform into a PDF. So this is what we are going to do it in the OData method. Okay, so this is a normal procedure if you are doing a driver program or if you're doing it in any report, but here we are going to do the same from the third step. Anyway, design is this, it's coming under a different transaction, and these three steps I'm going to do it in the OData method. So next steps are in OData service. We need to create a project in SEGW, and the entity with media enabled option. We have seen this already. So your entity should be enabled with a checkbox called media. That needs to be done. And if it is a media, obviously there are methods. It start with end with stream, create stream, get stream, delete stream, update stream. So I'm going to use a get stream method to receive the PO request, and then I'm going to send the PDF, the Smartform PDF back to the UI application. So for that, I'm going to use a method called get underscore stream. Stream. So that needs to be, redefined. Oh, short. It's very short. So I'm going to my system, and I will show the Smartform which is already done, and I'm going to do the project creation from the scratch, and I'm going to add all the one by one step by step function modules to convert the Smartform into a PDF, and finally I'm going to send as xstring, that is the xstring, to back to the UI. Then we'll see how it's reflect in a gateway client in our testing. Okay, so let's get into the system. So this is my Smartform, and it has, it's inactive. Let me activate it. Change and activate. So this Smartform has one import parameter. It's called im underscore PO. So I'm going to receive a PO number, and I'm going to display in the main window. Very simple Smartform. Okay, so we are not concentrating much on Smartform in this process. And then let me go to my activate it. Okay, done. So this is the place where we are going to use to create a project for OData. So let me create a project. CGI underscore Smartforms. Smartforms. These are very simple. Local objects and create an entity. So here my entity is going to be very simple. I'm going to receive only one like PO number. Depends on your need. You can create whatever entity type, whatever you want to receive and whatever you want to send back. Okay. So here I'm going to use PO number, right? Okay, purchase order. Okay, like this. Purchase order set. So now this needs to be enabled with media, and go to properties. So here I'm going to have only one particular field that is more than enough for me, for my scenario. So ebeln, it's a key field, and string, then label, and then this one. So you can have any name. So these are very old concepts, so we can just move on. I have a property, everything is fine, done, generated. So generate all the runtime artifact for your design. So once it is done, we can jump into DPC extension class and start write the code. Call the Smartform, convert it as a PDF, then send it to a UI return parameters as a xstring. Okay, that's it. So now I'm going to DPC. There is no MPC, or we don't want to redefine anything, because I'm not going to have any complicated, not complicated, I'm not going to change the design. So if you want to change any design from your compile time to the runtime, then you need to redefine your define method, and just you have to say, and using some, you have to read the entity, you want to read the property, means the particular property, and you have to apply some method which supports at the runtime. So I'm not going to do anything in this particular process. So I don't want to redefine my define method in MPC class. So I'm going to DPC directly. Yeah. So here methods, inherited methods, I need application servers and get stream here. Right click, redefine it. Excuse me. Here the steps are very simple. We're going to call the Smartforms, you're going to call the particular function module and do all the steps. Okay. But here anyway, we need to use the control parameters and output options, because we need to convert it as a PDF. We need some data to send as an import parameter for convert underscore ODF function module, that we need to do it. Okay. So basic one, I have the function name, type, 1 minute. So here the type is rs38l fnam. So I need the function to hold the function module of my Smartform. I need this variable, and then I need a binary variable to receive or hold the binary one. So that is nothing but the xstring. Okay. And then, okay, these are variables, and I need few work areas. So like I need a control parameters, and this is going to be the type of ssfctrlop, and then I need for output options. So these are we are going to use while calling your function module with some parameter informations. Then only we are receiving the data, especially to convert your Smartform into a PDF. ssf comp op. Okay, and these are for work areas, and then I need a internal table to hold few data. So I need a table for type lines, table of tline, and then I need ODF. So this is for the PDF stuff, and type table of itcoo. Okay, almost we are done. And one more thing to be added here is, not working. Okay, so one more thing also to be added here is to hold the final data to my UI application. Okay, that is called stream. And I think again it's a work area that is needs to be a type of this one. Okay, so it has the value, the converted X string, and what type you're going to send, media, what type of media I'm going to send as a PDF. Okay, so these two informations are going to be held from this work area. So from this we are going to send the data to a parameter called stream, I believe. Let's see, that is in your signature of your get stream method. So that is the final export parameter where you can send the details back to the UI application. Okay, why it's taking long? So here it is, this one. So stream is the final export parameter which send the information back to the UI. Okay, so for this I have created the w underscore stream work area. to send the value and type of your media. This one. Okay, almost done. Anything else to be added? So the last one more work area. So that is going to be received as a job informations. So that is going to be OTF from your function module. Okay, so that is also to be added. This is the reference of ssfcrescl. Okay, so these are part of your Smartform designing to convert it into a PDF. Okay, so now let's call the function module ssf function module name. So this one is going to be generate the function module of your Smartform in the runtime. So my Smartform name is YJIPO, and this is going to be received in the variable called function name. Okay, and now I need to, so these are very simple steps, you aware of it. I need to call the function module first, then convert, then replace the function module with this particular variable. So let's go to again Control F6. Let me save it. Okay, sorry, not Control F6. I need to go to my Smartforms. Okay, and execute it. Yeah, here I'll get the function module. Copy this and now go to Control F6. So paste it. Continue. So your Smartform is called and one of the parameters is mandatory. Yes, whatever you are receiving it. So now this is going to be replaced with this variable because it's a dynamic. Okay, so let me take out these things, and here I need to send the information. So okay, one more variable needs to be declared. That is my PO number, type EBELN. Okay, and a few things to be added here because that needs to be received from the UI application. So you know that is coming under IT key tab. I don't know, it takes some time to display the signature. Okay, that's good now. This one. So this receives, these are the properties which you've already seen many times. It receives the data from the UI application as input data. So I'm going to read this internal table. This is an internal table. I'm going to read this and get the details of my PO. So I'm going to say local variable PO is equal to IT key tab and assuming it's having only one value. Okay, so I'm doing this, but the proper way is you have to make sure it has a data because it goes to dump if there is no data. But here I'm sure I'm going to send the PO number, so that is the reason I'm going 1. So just make sure you have the proper if conditions in your actual coding. Okay, so now I got the PO. I'm going to send it to my function module. Almost done. Few things to be added over here as well. One is, okay, I think I did a mistake. Sorry. Let me call this function model again because I deleted the export parameters, especially the control parameters and output options to be added. Let me do it. Control F6. Yes. So I need control parameter and output options. Yes. Rest all is not required. So here LVPO and these two are required. So I have what is that? Work area is already there, control parameters, and this is for output option. Currently those are empty, so please wait. Okay, we need to fill the data for that as well before sending to this function module. Okay, so few things to be added here for control parameters and output options. So that needs to be a copy paste only, just hold on. So these are the values for options and control parameters. So your destination and XDFC mode, FSC mode or X, and these two parameters also X. And I don't want any dialog to be opened because it's nothing but if you run a Smartforms, execute a Smartform function module, it obviously open a print preview kind of printer properties window. You have to give the device name and click print or print preview. I don't want this because I want to convert it and send it to a UI. So that is the reason I'm saying no dialog is true and preview also no. And this is especially for get the information for converting to a PDF. So I'm making this parameter as X. So these are things you have to give. And one additional information, probably in your client system, mostly this destination is mapped with your user ID. If not, make sure by default this particular destination is available in your system. Okay, so currently for rental system I believe this is not available, so let me show you that also. For that you have to go to a transaction su3. Let me open it. So /osu3 and go to the okay, it takes some time, 1 minute. Yeah, here you go. And go to the default, go a little down. Yeah, here it is. So output device is LP01. So if I go with F4, I don't have LOCL, the one which is not available. So I go with LP01 is already mapped. If not in your system, make sure this is mapped for your user ID. That is very important. Okay, and just save it. Okay, so nothing saved from my end. It's fine. Then go to here LP. Your destination would be LP01. So if it is not mapped, you will get an error while testing from the gateway client. So it won't give a proper information like this is not maintained. It simply says something happened in the backend. Okay, so make sure this is one of the reason. Okay, we are good now, and we passed control parameters and everything. And finally, we need to get the informations from the importing parameter as well. Okay, that is job output info. So we have already have that one. What is the name? Output stream. Yeah, this is the one. So OTF form FM. OTF form FM. Sorry, from FM. And if you see the structure of this, you have an internal table which receives the data, especially for convert your Smartform to PDF. So here it is. This one, OTF data is going to the form of more than one. Like it's a structure, inbuilt deep structure. So it's it's a kind of a table type. So we need this one. Okay, OTF data. So we have an internal table, right? This one, like IT underscore OTF. So little down. Okay, anyway, I don't want this. Delete it. So let me gather the information, final information. So IT underscore OTF is equal to WA OTF from function module, and that is going to be OTF data. OTF data. That's it. So we're almost done, and I'm going to call the function model which converts this data to a PDF, and it send us an export parameter as an xstring. So that is the final one which we need to send it to UI application. Call the function module. The function module is convert underscore OTF. So this is going to convert my Smartform into PDF, and the export is going to be only one field. It's format PDF. I'll still enable over here. Okay, let me keep it here. Okay, and I don't want any other things, so let me delete it. And importing, I need a bin file. So I'm going to receive the value. My PDF is a binary format. I declared this variable as a xstring, And tables, these two are mandatory parameter. So the first one is sending from a program to function module. Second one is we are receiving it. Okay, we're not going to make use of this for our scenario. So exception, the best part is you have to enable it, but I'm going to delete it because it's easy to see the entire code, most of the code in one screen. And I used to do this mistake. So dot is missing. The period means closing off that particular function module is missing. Okay, so I don't want this as well. So we are good. And finally, once you receive the X string value, that needs to be carried in a variable or work area called stream, which we declared already. So the value is going to be the bin value. So we can directly send this information to UI. So we need to capture this in a work area format, and then we need to maintain, or we need to pass the message like what kind of application or what kind of file we are sending it. So that is nothing but application slash PDF. You might aware or remember this kind of informations we have passed in the header when you used the post method, probably from the gateway client. So here we are using this particular work area. And finally, I need to copy, or I'm going to use the what is that method called copy data to ref. So I'm going to, this is a final value. So value and then type, I'm going to send this to a er underscore entity parameter. So that carries the information to the UI level. Okay. Okay. Call the call the method now. So here copy data ref is going to be under conversion servers runtime class, and this is our copy data to ref. That's all. And I think I have showed already about the signature WA stream, and this is ER stream. Okay, this is one of the export excuse me variable from your method get stream. Okay, so we are done. Let me act toward it and create a service for this project and execute it. Execute without entity set. We'll see how it's executing normal metadata, and execute with normal entity set with values. You will get an error saying that get entity set is not implemented. So because we are in a get stream to be triggered with the help of $value keyword. So those things we have to done. So we have to do. Here it is. So execute, go to servers. Add service. So local. So here for me, gateway servers is going to be the same system, ACC server. Normally, mostly in real time, we have a different gateway server to register your service, all the service activators. Like adding trusted connection, non-trusted connection. Those are normal one. Probably we have seen a lot of times about that. Okay, then go back, find the added service, recently added service with the help of filters, CGI, SMART, smart. Excuse me. So here and click gateway. And simple execution, make sure it works fine. Okay, it's success now. Let me add an entity set and trying to execute. I'm expecting some error because the entity set is not declared. Okay, so let me execute this 5. It's like 45000123, some values. $value. Okay, execute. It's a get HTTP because the get only we are using get stream. So it's a 200 and it should show my Smartform here. Okay, so this Smartform doesn't have anything. It's very simple, plain Smartform. So it doesn't have any information over there. So this is a way to get or read the Smartform and convert it into PDF and send back to the UI as per their request. Whatever existing smart form they want, we can send this way. Okay. So just play around with this, and if you have any doubt, it's very simple as I mentioned, because it's 50% smart form, we already aware of it. 40% same OData project, nothing new, only 10% we have to add it here and there. Then you are able to send the smart forms as per the user request. Play around. If you have any doubt on this, please let me know. Thank you so much for your time, and probably we'll see you in the next video. Bye.